Have you ever wondered who the best trio is in the history of baseball? Okay, this one might be a bit tough. You probably want to see your favorite players as the greatest big three of all time. If you're a Dodgers fan from old, you might be thinking, yep, it's gotta be Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella, and Duke Snider. Because together for 8 years, they brought Brooklyn their only World Series championship. Okay, look, we get it. Your favorite team might have your greatest big three, but the guys who we think are the best are pretty special. They did what many couldn't do. We're going to look at some other possible big threes before showing you those we think made the most impact and racked up the most records. We'll give you a hint. These guys played for a team in New York. Let us know in the comments section after the whole show if you got it right. Did someone just say it's definitely the big three of the Atlanta Braves? From 1993 to 2002, the Atlanta Braves were blessed with a talented set of pitchers named Greg Maddux, Tom Glenn, and John Smoltz, who combined to win 7 National League Cy Young Awards, gave the Braves a World Series championship in 1995. They also had a combined 453 wins and 4,616 strikeouts from 1993 to 2002. Many in the baseball world actually believe that these guys are the greatest trio of all time. They were all inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame and had their numbers retired by the Braves. They are also the only trio in baseball with a Wikipedia entry, but they're still not the greatest to us. Maybe these next guys are. They're young, fresh, and still very active in the game with a lot of promise. After the Padres traded for Juan Soto during the 2022 trade deadline, questions of whether his teaming up with Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. made for the greatest trio in baseball history began to fly about. Machado has over 1,000 hits, has been named to 6 All-Star appearances, and has won a Silver Slugger award. Tatis Jr., on the other hand, is a promising 23-year-old outfielder with a Silver Slugger award, 81 home runs, and 2-time All-MLB first team. And finally, there's Soto, another 23-year-old with an even bigger promise. 122 home runs, 1 World Series champion, 2 Silver Slugger, batting champion, and 2-time All-Star. These personal stats are enough to make the biggest big three in the MLB, but these guys have not really achieved anything together. So maybe we can revisit this list after 5 to 10 years. All right, how about these next aces? Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, and Yogi Berra, the 1960-1963 Yankees. They led the Yankees into the 1960s in great style, making the cut for the World Series 5 times in a row, but winning the title only in 1961 and 1962. Roger Maris was a 7-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, 2-time AL MVP, 2-time AL RBI leader, and a Gold Glove awardee once. Maris's record is enough to even win this list, but the mix was even more brilliant. Mickey Mantle, or the Mick as he was famously called, played his entire baseball career with the Yankees and was called to 20 All-Star games. He won 7 World Series championships, was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, won a Gold Glove award, was MVP of the America League 3 times, and was the AL home run leader 5 times. What about former coach, manager, and legendary baseball catcher Yogi Berra? Where do we even start with Berra? Okay, let's see. This guy was just mind-blowing. His records and stats, unreal. His impact, forever ingrained. He is a Baseball Hall of Famer, as if there was going to be any doubt after a stellar career with 3 AL MVP awards, 10 World Series championships as a player, which is the most by any player in MLB history. He also got the honor of the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the USPS stamp. I know, you're probably thinking now, that yes, this must be the greatest trio in the history of baseball. If you guessed these guys, you were wrong. Unfortunately, these guys were on fire, no doubt, but the truth is Yogi Berra, even with his 18-time All-Star appearances, was already in the finishing stages of his career when the Yankees dominated the league in the early 1960s, and the reign of this trio didn't exactly last beyond 3 years as such. So no, it's not them. If their time was just 3 years, then maybe Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Orlando Cepeda, who played for the Giants and had 7 years of impact with the San Francisco Giants would. You can't have 2 Willies and not get something extraordinary now. can you? Willie Mays is tied for the second most All-Star honors with 24 appearances. He's a Hall of Famer, a 12-time Gold Glove awardee, 2-time NL MVP, over 3,000 hits, and 660 home runs. Willie Lee McCovey, or Stretch, is another Hall of Famer, NL MVP, 2-time All-Star, NL Rookie of the Year, and 3-time NL home run leader. Then there's the brilliance of baseball first baseman Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda is a Hall of Famer with 7 All-Star appearances, 1 NL MVP, a Rookie of the Year award, and a 1-time home run leader. These guys may not have recorded flashy stats like the previous Hall of Famers, but together they averaged 41 home runs yearly. The Giants, despite the dominance of this trio, couldn't win a World Series title, and this is why they are not the biggest trio in baseball history. The next guys, however, did win a World Series championship. Did you catch our last video about Pete Rose? If you didn't, go check it out now. But before then, here's Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, and Johnny Bench. Truth be told, we personally love these guys because they played their individual positions better than anyone else did, and some might even say better than anyone in baseball history. Johnny Bench, who had 14 All-Star honors, a Hall of Famer, 3-time NL RBI leader, and 10 Golden Glove Award, was the World Series MVP in 1976. During the reign of these trio, he averaged 28 homes and a 135 OPS+. Pete Rose, in his best efforts, contributed with over 200 hits per season for 4 straight seasons, was a batting champion and NL MVP in 1973. Then there is the legendary second baseman Joe Leonard Morgan, who finished his 22-year-long career with 2 World Series championships, 2 NL MVP, 5 Gold Glove awards, 10 All-Star appearances, and is a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. He might have played for 6 different teams, but one of the highlights of his entire career came during his 7 years with the Cincinnati Reds. Morgan had met Bench and Rose in dire need of a championship, and contributing his incredible speed and great batting eye, he averaged 54 stolen bases and 20 home runs every year, all of which was enough for a championship title, as the Reds finally won the World Series championship back-to-back in 1975 and 1976. But even with all their best efforts, these guys are still not our best. So let us check these last guys from a very recent time, and then we give you our favorite. From 2002 to 2007, Albert Pujols, Scott Rowland, and Jim Edmonds played for the St. Louis Cardinals with purpose and fearsome impact. Out of these 3, only Pujols is still a baseball player at age 42, but his records are already looking like that of a Hall of Fame legend. He has 11 All-Star appearances, has hit 3,362 times, and made 694 runs. He's a 3-time NL MVP, and the list goes on. Scott Rowland won the Silver Slugger Award once, the Gold Glove Award 8 times, was called to 7 All-Star features. And then there's Jim Edmonds, who's another 8-time Gold Glove awardee, 1-time Silver Slugger Award, and 4-time All-Star honoree. Together, they were one of the best defensive trio in the history of baseball, and they won 1 World Series championship in 2006 and 4 Central Division titles. But they're not the best trio. However, these guys are Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Tony Lazzeri. These guys provided the most formidable combo between 1926 and 1934. For 8 seasons straight, these guys were on the most blazing fire ever experienced in MLB history. Do we really need to talk about the Hall of Famer Babe Ruth? Okay, maybe just a little. 714 home runs, 12-time AL home runner, 1-time batting champion, and 7-time World Series. Lou Gehrig, who played for the Yankees for 17 years, is also a Hall of Famer with 2 AL MVP awards, 7 All-Star appearances, 6 World Series championships, and was AL RBI leader 5 times. Tony Lazzeri, on the other hand, despite Gehrig and Ruth's unintended efforts to overshadow his brilliance, was also very impressive. During their 8-year reign, Lazzeri was able to record 128 homers, 100 triples, and 259 doubles, and he did all these as the second baseman. Together, these guys formed the heart of the famous Murderers Row and won 3 World Series. Be sure to check out Baseball Plus for more incredible baseball videos. See you there.